Hello everyone, welcome to the Geekdom, the place where we outcasts come to talk about the things we love. And today, I'm going to walk you through how I made the OSCORP suit from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Love this suit, love this figure, and I love making these videos for you guys. I'm really enjoying this new style, so let's jump right in. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Mechabricks, which, if you don't know, is a completely free website that you just type into the URL and it's got pretty much every single LEGO brick ever. I mean, it's missing one or two, but everything essential is here. And it's got a massive, expansive library of minifigures for you to choose from if you want to just do some scenes with those, or if you want to make your own custom models, which I'll show you today. It also has a built-in rendering engine, but I do suggest, if your computer can run it, that you do Blender, because the stuff you can do on Blender is just much, much better than the stuff you can do on Mechabricks. So, we are making the sort of OSCORP suit today from Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which is essentially the Future Foundation suit, which I really, really like. So, what we're first going to need is we're going to need some reference images. Now, as it's one of my favourite suits in the history of Spider-Man media, I know the suit pretty well, i.e. the Future Foundation suit. Now, I really, really like this little spider in the centre here, but what it speaks to me is the Infinity War Iron Spider. It's got that same sort of spider logo. Now, the way I like to do these things is I like to find something that has just a little bit of what I'm going for to give me a base layer. It gives you way less hard work, as well as making it feel more official. It gives the LEGO vibe because you're using LEGO official parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find the Iron Spider torso. Now, it's only brought up this one here, but usually if you're struggling there, if you go into the import section and you import a minifigure and you scroll all the way down to superheroes, and then it should be under Avengers or Spider-Man. I'm going to try Avengers first. If we struggle with that, we can always go into Spider-Man No Way Home and see what we can find there. Okay, we'll try Infinity War. I might also try the other Spider-Man suit as well, and just give us a big range of stuff to use. Okay, they're both out now, and I'm pretty sure that they're almost identical, but I do slightly prefer the No Way Home torso upon reflection because it's slightly higher up. So I'm just going to get rid of all of this because I really don't need this other minifigure, and it'll just take up space. I'm just going to put Spider in, and it should come up with all the lenses that we need. Honestly, the original Iron Spider lenses might be a shout, actually. We'll put those in for now and just see what we can work with. I was initially thinking maybe the original symbiote suit, but I think they're a little bit too wide. As you can see here, they're quite sort of shallow. They're not too massive up top. I think we could also look into the Miles lenses because they are a really nice shape as well. So we'll go with those for now. Legs wise, he's barely got anything. He's got some details going down the side, but it's mostly just some front printing. So I think we'll just leave these ones here because we can just get rid of all of the assets and just use them as a base. Arms, they have got a fair bit of printing, so I will just grab the first Spider-Man suit that I see that has arm printing. There we go. We'll go for the Homecoming one. And it just gives, the thing I do is I like to have a little base here so I can kind of visualize what I'm looking at. So I like to put all the parts together on Mechabricks. It doesn't really make a difference in the long run because at the end of the day you're not using any of these parts, but it's just good for me to visualize it. So this is what we're working with so far. Now, I did have a few comments on the last video talking and asking how I export them into GIMP or Photoshop or whatever it is you want to use. So it's a very, very simple process. So once you've signed in to Mechabricks, you have to have an account in order to export things. It's all free. You just put in your email, password, and it just logs all your stuff. So you're going to go up to File in this top left-hand corner. You're going to click that, and then you're going to click Export. And what you want to do is you want to go make sure it has Collada, right? The DAE, because hang on, let me just make sure these are all up on the stream. Yeah, okay. So you want to make sure it says like that Collada thing, because if it's got any of the other ones, you're just not going to have the correct file. Which might be very simple, but there will probably be some people watching this video who don't know very much about 3D design or anything. So you want the Collada stuff. Right, So you're just going to click export and it will take you to whatever file location you have on your computer. It'll just download those straight away and it'll download like a zip file. So you just want to unzip that. Okay, now that we've done all of that, we can just take it all over onto GIMP or Photoshop or whatever it is you're using it, and we can start designing. I do hope that whole segment has been helpful. Okay, now that we are in GIMP, basically I'm just going to open all my files. I have them all saved to a Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man folder. We'll get them all out on the table and then we can start layering them up. Now, if you're interested in learning how to do GIMP or Photoshop or whatever, I'm honestly not a pro at it. If you're interested in learning the actual skills and stuff that I'm using on screen right now, there are countless tutorials out there. That's how I learn. They will explain it much better than me. So if you do want to get better on this actual like drawing and manipulation of images, then there's so many tutorials out there that you can find. You don't want to learn from me, trust me. In Mecha Breaks, there is a bunch of different ways you can format the prints on different pieces. So there's about 4 different ways you can format the head pieces. You can do this way, which I prefer, or there's this one where it's more like a side-by-side image, which I don't like very much. I prefer it like this. So I am going to quickly just get rid of this Miles one because I don't like the layout. And we'll just get rid of this file here. And now, we do not need this entire other half of the Miles suit, so I'm just going to get rid of all of that. And then we can just bring this up, and it'll give us sort of like an idea of how we want our lenses to be. The idea I've had is I want to kind of merge the shapes of these lenses. Now, I like a lot of the curves of the other bits, but I don't like how sharp the tops of these Iron Spider lenses are. So I had sized them slightly wrong. We want these to be nice and even. So I'd say that's about right. Okay, now we can start again. So I don't like, once again, these bottom points. They just look wrong. I do not like them. But then that looks like a decent shape for the lenses. So I'm going to merge that down, and a little trick I like to do is I like to do outfit to selection. I like to add a new layer, and then just fill it in with the black. Because now we've got that shape that I like, but it's all in that nice black color. So I'm gonna have a look at my references again, because like I did in the last video, I'd like to have a little bit of shading. Now when I'm looking at my pictures and stuff, I'm noticing that the only bit of shading on the mask really is these bits on his lenses. So we're gonna add a little bit of white, or at least some kind of grayish color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open my LEGO color palette, which top search on Google, if you just search LEGO color palette, it's the first thing that comes up. You can just grab this and then choose the color you want. I'm going to choose this nice little gray so that we can contrast the rest of the white suit. They seem to just follow the sort of contours of the mask, so we'll just eyeball it a little bit. In fact, we'll make a new layer for it so that we can duplicate our results. Yeah, once again, when it comes to reflections and stuff and you're just doing some miscellaneous detail, a lot of the time I'm eyeballing it and it still looks really nice. So you can just kind of get away with a little bit of trial and error just to see what goes on. So we're going to flip that now, and that looks kind of nice. I'm going to maybe just lower it slightly so we can get a bit of a reflection. Okay, there we go. Now, obviously, if this doesn't work once you've made your figure and stuff, you can always just come back, tweak it, and then reapply it to the prints. I'm going to walk you through that whole setup at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. But for now, that is the mask done. Now, the torso is obviously, as I said in my last video, it's the most important part of any minifigure. It's the thing that catches your eye the most. So with this, you really want it to grab your attention. There's not a great deal of pictures of the back of his suit, but from what I gather, it's pretty much identical to the front. So, we're going to start with the front over here. Now, a lot of the times in my videos, because I only really show off my minifigures from the front, I don't often texture the backs. But that is completely up to you. If you're doing animations or something, you're going to want to have like a full 360 minifigure. But if you're just doing what I do and you like to make little renders of your figures face front, you really don't need to go into too much detail on the back. Okay, So I'm going to keep this whole gold segment because I really like it. I think if we just copy that up. Okay, that's really nice. That's exactly what I wanted. We've got the full shape of that. And you know what? I'll grab this like darker gold segment as well, and I'll just anchor that to the top one. It's got that sort of top bit that goes over his shoulder, 2 legs that go over his shoulders, 1 each that connects to the arm, and then we've got 1 that goes down. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. In fact, it looks kind of blue. Is the suit blue? Or am I going crazy? Oh my lord, the suit is blue. I've just realized the suit is blue, and I've also realized I've not been filming this entire segment. Okay, so I'm an idiot and I didn't switch back over to GIMP when I started working, but basically the only thing that we've changed is we're going to start making our own emblem because the one from the No Way Home minifigure just wasn't right. So what I've done so far is I've just made this little segment here. Nothing too exciting, we're just making the building blocks. But what I've realized now is the suit isn't actually shaded, I don't think. I think it's genuinely just blue. I always thought it was black, but it's got black outlines, blue colors, and then it's got black lenses. So that is a bit of a revelation for me, and it makes my job kind of easier because it makes the colors pop more. Obviously, when you're making these figures, you've got to try really hard to get things accurate. So what I didn't notice is he's got like a little angle there. Okay, that looks pretty cool actually. I really like that. And he's got another one that goes over his shoulder. So, ow. Now he does have the sort of classic Spider-Man inlets here. So we'll just add those in really quickly before we add the leg because we need that as like a guideline. Into that black section, and I think that's about right. I may change that in future, but I will let you know if I do so. I'm not really 100% sure. We'll have to see what it looks like flipped and colored. But for now, we'll just add this little, oh, I'm still on my eraser. We'll add this little cut in section here. That looks cool. Anything else needed? Not that I'm aware of. He does have these red sections, which are actually higher than his belt line. So we're gonna add those in. We're gonna add those in here. In fact, I'll add a quick layer to that so that we can get that right. And then he's got this little extra sort of buckle thing here. And then it comes out and down like that. I think it does have a line going across it though. It does up top. That's another thing I really like about this suit more than the original Future Foundation suit. Whoa! More than the original Future Foundation suit. I love the red accents. There's very few of them, but it really makes the suit pop. It makes it look like he's on his way to that classic blue and red suit. Always make sure you're using the same colors that you've used so far, by the way. So if you've already used a light gray, try and use that same light gray in the other spots. Don't use a different color because it makes it look way more uniform and it makes the suit look much more crisp. So we got that here. We're gonna just merge that down. So put you in there. Does he have a line going across that? He does! Wow, there's a lot of line work on this suit. A lot of line work. So that looks pretty cool there. And I don't like this center portion of the spider emblem, so I think I might just give that a little rework. Okay, that's a little bit better now that I've stretched out the bottom a bit. It did look really, really wrong having the legs go where they were. Now, it's difficult working with scale because there's only so much that you can actually make accurate. I mean, I can try and fix this because in the actual suit, there's 2 legs coming off this like downward sloping portion. So if we had it like that, except a little bit better. Come on, Freddy. Right. A bit like that, maybe. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Okay. So we're gonna just duplicate that layer, and then we're gonna flip it over. So that is our spider torso so far. I'm just gonna quickly fill it in with all the correct colors. I've got a nice dark blue here that I think will work. And I really want to accentuate that dark blue because it's such a nice touch that gets like overshadowed in the show. That looks lovely. Yeah, I really like the way that dark blue looks there. That's really nice. Now I am going to shade it a little bit like I do in the show, and there's a bit of musculature to add. But that's literally just some really boring line work, so I'm just going to cut to me once it's done. Whoa, whoa, hold it there. Hold it right there. I just want to say thank you, right? We've hit 900 subs. I never thought we'd get there, so it is absolutely amazing that we have. But do you know what that means? It means we're 100 away from 1,000, which is a huge deal. It's a huge deal for me, it's a huge deal for the channel, and hopefully it'll become a huge deal for you. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that little red button down there. It would make my day. And if you've got some people in your lives, friends, family, who might like these videos as well, tell them, get them to subscribe, and then we can build the geekdom empire. Hello people, this is Future Freddy here. Just wanted to say that this was another 30-40 minutes of recording that would have just been really boring to sit through. If you are really interested in learning how to do all the different designs and stuff, the video just before this on my channel goes way more in depth on the design process. But I made this video for the people who want to actually know a bit more about the actual figure making process. So I'm not going to show you that whole 40 minutes of footage. If you want to see that, just go to the previous video on my channel. Okay, so we're back in Mecha Bricks. As you can see, this is where we started. Look at how far we've come. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go up to this little parts tab up top. If you want to save this, this is like your base model, you can just do that in the file, but we're going to go into parts for now, and it will take you to a different part of the site. So what you're going to do when you're in here is you want to go down to this little brick here, and you're going to click it, and then you're going to click custom. So you're going to name it. So for this, I'm going to call it OSCORP Suit, and then the piece. So this is the head. Now, every single piece in Mecha Bricks has a number designation. I've been doing this for so long now that I can just remember them off the dome. But if you do have to check them, open up another Mecha Bricks tab and look at the piece's number. Let me show that for you actually really quick, just so that you can kind of understand it. So for example, the Spider-Man head. Okay, so this little menu that we've used here, right? As you can see, all of these little heads have these little numbers along the bottom, which have these little designations. For example, a Mecha Bricks head goes by the number designation of 3626, right? And when you're on 3626, it just brings up the menu. In fact, we'll slide this over so that you can see everything that I'm doing. It brings up this little head, this head here, and it brings up this whole menu. So you want to go into decorated, and then you have to select which UV you've used. Now, I know all of this seems so daunting, but it's really simple once you've had a few goes at it. So I clicked UV3 because you can see in this little bottom right bit here, this is the template that I used for my heads, which I've been speaking about before. Now, if you'll remember earlier, I did say that I will show you how to get those templates, and you get them right here. So if you wanted UV3, you just go to this little section here, and then you just click download. And you can see I've got mine ticked because that's the one I'm using. But you just click that little download button, make a file for all the textures you want, and then you can just use them freely. So once you've done that, you're going to click color, and you're going to go into your files. Now I'm going to quickly just grab my Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man files, and we're going to grab the Spider-Man mask. Okay, as you can see here on the right, it's ported that design over, and then as you can see here on this little mask thing, it's got the little lenses on there, and they look really pretty, they look really nice. I'm glad with the way they look. Now you can change the colour of it here if you want to. I often leave them blank in case I want to manipulate them actually in Mecha Bricks. So I'm just going to create that now. And it is the same exact process for everything. So, OSCORP Suit torso, right? And for that, it's 3814. That is the number, and you can see it's there, decorated. There's only one UV for that one, so that's very simple. And same again, we're gonna put that torso print over, and let's just hope it looks good. It looks really, really nice. That looks lovely. I can't wait to see that actually applied onto the minifigure. Let's just make sure you can see that. I know my face cam is kind of in the way of a lot of stuff here. But yeah, it looks really, really nice up there. So you just click create, and you're just gonna do that for every single piece. Okay, now that we've logged all of these in, we can go back to our workshop, and all I have to do is search up the word OSCORP, and it should bring up everything. And then there it is. There's the suit, which looks really, really nice. We'll just highlight all of you, and we'll put you into that lovely white collar. Look at that. That looks so nice. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. Does he have black gloves is the question. He has white hands with black insides, so we're going with white. That looks amazing. Oh, I'm very, very pleased with that one. So, the next thing for me to do is to pose and render it all in Blender, and just like last time, I'll put the picture on the screen now. Well, anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed, and I hope this has answered any questions you may have. I know I got a couple of comments on my last video asking for a few explanations, so I hope this has made a good deal of sense. If you have enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe down below. As I said before, it goes such a long way, and we're this close from me achieving my absolute dream, so please hit the button. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to see other figures and concepts like this, just let me know. If you want to see how I make my sets or design custom pieces, anything, just ask me down below and I will try and make a video dedicated to that. Well, anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility.